Max Finale event is this weekend in Pokemon Go, but are you fully ready? There is a lot of information and it can be very overwhelming. What we're going to do is look at the Go Pass first to look at the rewards as well as the tiers and what they actually do first now that we have more information. We're also going to do a breakdown of Eternatus to see how good this Pokemon really is, including how to take it down because it's extremely difficult. And right at the end, we're going to look at some other top targets you definitely should be going after in this event. This is the Max Finale with Go With Us. Shh. Let's get dates out of the way, guys. This Max Finale event is going to be starting on Saturday, the 23rd at 10 a.m., running all the way through the weekend until the 24th, which is going to be Sunday at 6 p.m. local time. We're going to kick off this video with the Go Pass. We understand that we've already covered it in the Dark Skies event, but if we look at the Go Pass specifically, we're just going to discuss some key rewards coming from that. Let's start off with the encounters. The basic encounters, if you did not buy the Go Pass, is that we're going to get a Dynamax Wooloo at level 1, a Squavet at 7, at level 13 is going to be Grookey, Dynamax Scorbunny will be at 15, at level 17 it's going to be Sobble, and then it's going to be randomized on level 19, 38, 39, and 88. If you do have the Deluxe Pass, you're going to get a Rookity encounter at level 30, at level 39 is going to be Chansey, level 50 is going to be Shuckle, level 69 is going to be Dynamax Toxtricity in the low form, at level 77 we're going to get Dynamax Toxtricity in the amped form, Beldum is going to arrive at level 38, and the random encounters for the Deluxe Pass are going to be at level 7, 13, 15, 17, and 19. Let's look at the bonuses very quickly. Additional power spots will be active, and those power spots are going to refresh more frequently. The max particle collection limit will increase for all trainers. It's going to be 2 times catch candy for catching Pokemon, 2 times XL candy chance from catching Pokemon, and there's going to be no remote raid limit for the entirety of the weekend. Spawning in the wild, we're going to have Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, Grookey, Scorbunny, Sobble, Squavet, and Wooloo. We also might get some spawns of Caterpie, Ghastly, Chansey, Shuckle, Sableye, Beldum, Darumaka, Trubbish, as well as Phalanx. In 1-star raids, we're going to have the Dapper Pikachus, all in their different color accents, blue, red, and yellow. And 3-star raids, we're going to have Phalanx with the train costume. And of course, in 5-star raids, which is one of the big pulls of this event, we have Crown Sword Zacian, as well as Crown Shield Zamazenta entering 5-star raids, and they will be able to provide us energy. Remember, you're going to need 1,000 energy of each to get into their crown forms. Then on to G-Max battles. This is going to be on a Saturday specifically. Spawning in G-Max battles from 10 to 11 is going to be G-Max Lapras. From 11 to 12 is going to be G-Max Snorlax. From 12 to 1 is going to be G-Max Gengar. From 1 to 2 will be Gigantamax Inteleon. From 2 to 3 is going to be G-Max Venusaur. 3 to 4 is going to be G-Max Machamp. And 4 to 5 is going to be G-Max Toxtricity in its amped form. And then on Sunday the 24th from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. it's going to be G-Max Rillaboom. From 11 to 12 it's going to be G-Max Charizard. From 12 to 1 it's going to be G-Max Butterfree. From 1 to 2 is going to be G-Max Kingler. From 2 to 3 will be G-Max Blastoise. From 3 to 4 will be G-Max Cinderace. And from 4 to 5 will be G-Max Toxtricity in its low-key form. There will be timed research focusing on powering up Eternatus throughout the event, and we can complete tasks to get candy, XL candy, as well as max particles. As we move into our breakdown of Eternatus, as well as the main strategy to take this thing down, it's important to mention that Scopely / Niantic have announced a permanent change that in G-Max battles from this weekend going forward, up to 100 trainers will be able to take part in G-Max battles, which is absolutely massive, especially for this weekend. Which brings us to our Eternatus breakdown. Guys, Eternatus is a dragon and poison type Pokemon originally coming from the Alola region. It has a max CP of 5007, an attack of 278, which is incredibly strong, a defense of 192, which is about average, and a stamina of 268, which is really improving that defensive stat. The fast attacks that it has access to is going to be Poison Jab and Dragon Tail, which is disappointing. It's very important to point out right now that what we really want on a max Pokemon is to have a half a second fast move, which this Pokemon does not have. The charged moves it has access to is going to be Flamethrower, Dragon Pulse, Sludge Bomb, although there may be a Data Mine leak where Sludge Bomb will be replaced by Cross Poison, but its signature move is going to be Dynamax Cannon, which actually does have an adventure effect, and we're going to discuss that at the end. Guys, if we look outside of max battles very quickly, Eternatus in the poison type category is ranked number 1 with that Poison Jam and Dynamax Cannon combination, even though it can learn Sludge Bomb or Cross Poison depending on what the Data Mine leak says. is, it's still going to be number 1, and even as a dragon type attacker, it's going straight to number 1 with Dragon Tail and Dynamax Cannon. Stop there. That is a massive stat for this Pokemon. It takes resisted damage from a lot of things: bug, electric, fighting, fire, poison, water, and a double resist grass, but it is weak to 4 different things: dragon, ground, ice, and psychic. Now that we know its weaknesses, what is going to be the best strategy to take this Pokemon down? The best attackers for Eternatus is definitely, undoubtedly going to be Crown Sword Zacian, Crown Shield Zamazenta, Latios with Dragon Breath, Metagross with Zen Headbutt, Excadrill with Mudshot, as well as Hatterene with Psycho Cut. Let's look at our tanks now. These are the Pokemon that are going to take the most amount of damage in this raid, because remember, we need to stay on the battlefield as long as possible. Undoubtedly, your best tanks are going to be Crown Zacian, Crown Zamazenta. We will definitely look at D-Max Ammonite, as well as D-Max Kabutops. We would even throw in Corviknight in there. And if you have nothing better, G-Max Lapras can serve a purpose, because as a G-Max, it is an ice type attacker. So what is the final battle strategy then going into this battle? Well, we would probably look at a team of Zacian, Zamazenta, and probably something like Amistar. You could probably swap out that Amistar for something like a Kabutops, or even something like a Metagross just to tank the damage, and you can use Zen Headbutt. That is probably going to be our team, but very important to throw on top of this is going to be Dynamax Cannon once you do eventually get your Eternatus. Guys, for a total cost of 5,000 Stardust and 30 candy for 10 minutes, your max moves are going to be increased by 1 level. So just to give you an example and to put this on a table, at level 1, the D-Max power is going to be 250, at level 2, 300, at level 3, 350, and at level 4, 450. The G-Max power at level 1 is going to be 350, at level 2 it's going to be 400, at level 3 it's going to be 450. But look at what happens when we take that G-Max power up to level 4. Guys, it's going to go up to 550, which is about a 57% increase. That is a massive amount of power. Okay, great. Now we know our battle strategy, but how do we get the candy as well as XL candy as well as Stardust to even power this thing up, if we even want to, and if it's even worth it? It looks like we're going to be getting about 70 to 100 XL candy per raid, and in terms of candy, it looks like it's going to be ranging around that 100 mark. So if you multiply that out to get to level 50, it's probably going to take you in and around 100 G-Max raids to fully power this thing up. Is this really worth it though? Guys, as a poison type max attacker, to be honest, the only other competition it has is D-Max Truxtricity, and it's about 30 to 35% better as a max attacker. But if we look in the dragon type category, this is actually where things are really interesting. Guys, at level 50, it is only 7% better than something like Latios. So you've really got to ask the question, is this Pokemon really worth it for me, especially in the max battle category? To be honest, probably not, which is very interesting. It's a very powerful Pokemon, and we know we can use it as a raid attacker outside of these max battles, but it's quite interesting to draw those comparisons. It's important to mention the 100% IVs now, because you can only get 1 Eternatus encounter from your Go Pass. The 100% IV there is going to be 1898. That is going to be your hundo, and it's important to mention that after every Eternatus raid, you will obviously not get an encounter. You will just get rewarded candy as well as XL candy, like we've just explained. As we're going into next week, please remember to look at the Sun-Kissed Shores event. We will be covering that, as well as everything you really need to know in Pokemon Go for the following week, starting from the 25th. Please check it out on our left. We're going to be releasing that on Saturday night specifically. Love you guys for being here. The channel is growing. Appreciate your support. Please smash that like and subscribe button. As we say every time, it's the best way to tell everyone out there, especially this machine, that you want to see more of our content. Love you guys. Go with us. Good luck for the max finale, and we'll see you on the next one, baby.